Hello. Is anybody here? Hello, hello. Who's here? Nobody's here yet. See if anybody shows up. If not, I'm heading out, yo. Who's here? Can you type something in the chat if you're here? Because it says someone's here, but I don't know, maybe the chat's like being weird. Who is here? Oh, it just made the announcement on YouTube. Always takes a minute. Hey, Florentina, nice to see you. Hey, Sunflower. All right, see, it always takes a minute or so to pop up in here. How's everybody doing? How are you guys doing? Where are you guys from? Hey, how you doing? Where are you from, Florentina and Sunflower? Denver. Okay, cool. Ireland. What? Very cool. And JD, if I remember, you're in like Maryland, I think. Yeah, see, look. Maryland. Hey, Jen, nice to see you. Feeling this crazy astrology. So, I kind of went rogue. See, that's my thing, you guys, is like I go rogue. Like, I don't want to follow rule. Hey, Emma, nice to see you. I don't want to follow shoulds, coulds, woulds. Like, just like a lot of humanity waking up, I'm having different wake ups and not just breakups, but wake ups myself, in which I'm realizing that I'm conditioned to act a certain way or be a certain way. So now whenever I see all of this, like, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Like heavy promotion or whatever you want to call it about all these energy portals, like, we had the Lion's Gate and all this stuff. It's not resonating and sitting well with me anymore. The intensity and like what feels like, in a way, spiritual blackmail. Like, oh my God, if you don't participate in this portal, you're going to hell or your life is going to be shit. Hey, Alex. So I've like kind of been rebelling, going the total opposite. So I actually did nothing for Lionsgate on 8/8. Didn't do shit. Hey, Roxanne, nice to see you. Because I just don't want to be held hostage. I don't want to have to be what it feels like, spiritual blackmail. Like, if you don't do this, then your life is going to be like this. And yeah, you didn't either, JD, huh? It seemed off to you. Well, that's the thing, is like, you got to do what feels right to you. So what I don't want to do, hey, Sarah, nice to see you. What I don't want to do is I don't want to scare any of you guys off, right? I really don't want to tell you what to do, right? Because my truth is my truth and your truth is your truth, and they both exist. But I really don't like when there's all, like when the psychics and the healers and the mediums and the shamans and the astrologers and all that are like, oh, this. And if you don't do A, then B happens. Florentina's saying, I'm struggling with a woman at work. I raised a concern regarding her behavior to my boss. And ever since, she's been a bit of a bully. It's making me sad. I love the job, but she's hurting my feelings. I'm sorry. It really struck. It sucks when you're working with somebody and you don't like them, or you're just not gelling. Hey, Florentina, is there a question to that? I see your super chat. Thank you. But is there a question to that? I just see here that it says, I'm struggling with a woman at work. I raised a concern. Oh, what should I do? Okay, there you go. It's like, okay. I'm struggling with a woman at work. I raised a concern regarding her behavior to my boss, and ever since she's been a bit of a bully. It's making me sad. I love the job, but she's hurting my feelings. Florentina, this sucks that this is happening, and I'm really sorry. I'll go back to my spiritual blackmail lecture, whatever, afterwards. So Florentina, here's what I would do. And this is me. Of course, I'm going to tell you, but you got to do, again, you have to do what feels right to you. What I would do when I had a day job and I had, I call it a day job. I mean, my job now is day and night, but when I worked in an office with other people, what I would do is I would activate diplomacy. And what diplomacy really is, it helps. Hold on, JD, I'll get to you in a second. What diplomacy does is it helps keeps civility and peace. Because Florentina, what you could do with this bully lady is start treating her the way she thinks she needs to be treated, not the way you think she needs to be treated. So, like, what is her mindset, right? What perception and view is she viewing her lens through, like her life experience? So, what I would do if I were you is I would manage her, manage up. That's what you do is you manage up. So I would acknowledge, or I would say, like I would say to her, like, I think we might have gotten off on the wrong foot, or I'm not sure if I did something to upset you. I'm curious because we have an interesting dynamic here. Now, that takes vulnerability and it takes communication. So if you're not good at either one of those, here's an opportunity to practice it. Every time I've done it in any kind of relationship, platonic, work, romantic, I've been able to understand how that person thinks and what their feelings are. And then from that moment forward, I manage them by treating them the way they think they need to be treated. So I would have a conversation with her and I would just say, hey, look, we might have gotten off on the wrong foot. I'm not sure if I've done anything to upset you. Florentina says she shouted at me in front of everyone on the yard. I instantly tried to diffuse the situation. We ended up having a meeting with my boss, and he told her that it wasn't her job to boss people about. Yeah, but if I were you, I would still go to her separately, just you and her. And you can just say, look, you shouted at me in front of other people. Not only was it uncomfortable for me, but you must really be upset. Have I done anything to upset you so that I know not to do it again? Clearly, she's not a good communicator because otherwise she would have come up to you, Florentina, and said something like, oh, you did this to me and it really upset me. And this way, hey, intention, and this way, you could start a conversation. But these things don't resolve. These things don't resolve on their own without communication. So you're going to have to talk to her if you want to have civility and peace at work. All right, Florentina? So that's what I would do. All right, so JD says, everyone is in their own progress spiritually, and that each step is right for them at a specific moment, right? Yes, 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 yes. Ding, 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 hey. So you have a lot of people, myself included, okay, that are at different levels. I don't even know if I want to say levels. They have different consciousnesses based on their experiences and different awarenesses based on their own specific experiences. And so when someone else tries to tell somebody, you're welcome, Florentina. When somebody else tries to tell them how to do something, and we'll just say, specifically in the spiritual world through a metaphysical or spiritual, I don't know how you want to call it, whatever realm. I mean, they're coming from spiritual ego, first of all, because what they're saying is on some level, they're better than you, or they have a higher level than you, they have more understanding than you, or whatever. And whatever you're doing is not right. So therefore, you need to change it or be a victim. And I call bullshit on that. And the reason is because everybody has different experiences. And what makes you a spiritual person is how you navigate your human experience. That's what makes you a spiritual person. How are you treating somebody? Are you treating somebody with loving kindness? Are you lying to them? Are you trying to hurt them injuriously, mentally, emotionally, physically, right? So to me, when you ask me, well, like, what is spirituality? I mean, yes, there's a practice, maybe, to devotion of a higher power. Sure, that's part of it. But really, what makes somebody spiritual is how are they operating as a human being? Because the thing is that we are actually spiritual beings having a human experience. And I know that's cliche, but we are non-physical, dropping into a physical material reality, right? I see you, intention. I'll get to you in just a moment, right? So that once we drop into that space of the material world and the physical world, we become entangled in it, and then we identify as it. So it is constantly our job to detangle and disidentify from what the material world is, to constantly remember and remind ourselves that we are spiritual, right? We're energy, and we're wearing an earth suit, which has the ability to identify as A, B, or C. And therefore, the human ego creates stories, right? So, what makes somebody spiritual is how they're navigating their human experience. How generous are they being? How loving kind are they being? All of those things. I see you, sunflower. I'll get to you in a moment. So, when somebody tells you you have to do something so that you get something, that's a threat, in my opinion. And that is somebody who thinks they are higher than thou or bigger than thou, saying that whatever you're doing in any given moment is incorrect. Well, maybe you haven't had that same experience or that consciousness, awareness, or expansion that they had as a human. So that's why, like, I do not like all of this, like, oh, if you don't do this portal, if you don't participate in some sort of ritual for this portal, you're fucked. Remember, you create your own reality by your thoughts, which are energy. So whatever's going on whatever's going on inside of you, that is what's going to be reflected outside of you, because your thoughts are going to put you in certain energetic frequencies to match other like frequencies. Okay? So intention asks, how do we handle new changes that come due to an active third eye? Well, here's how I would do it. And ever since I started approaching these new awakenings, these new expansions, these new consciousnesses that actually come from experiences, I have taken on the lens, the outlook, or sat in the frequency of curiosity. Because if we're not curious about something, we're going to repel it. And it's a different experience than we might have thought or expected, which as a human, when something is different, just automatically the earth suit deems it unsafe. So instead of thinking something is dangerous just because it's different, Using the frequency of curiosity, being curious, like I wonder if, or what is so about, or let's see what happens, yada, 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 right? That puts you into curiosity. When you are in curiosity, you are not in resistance. You're actually receptive to the potential and the possibility of an outcome. So you're not in an expectation. You're not fearing it, and you're allowing for whatever to come through, and be curious about it instead of fearful about it. So you're not activating law of repulsion. I hope that helps, intention. I hope that was clear. If anybody needs me to sort of clarify that, let me know. Sunflower asks, is monkeypox going to have the same effect as COVID? I'm trying not to let it scare me, but like COVID did, but some people are freaking out. Yeah. Well, Ms. Sunflower Fields, you have a God-given gift called free will. You get to choose if this is going to scare you or not. You get to choose if you're going to believe a storyline or not. And everything is a narrative. Everything is a storyline. I am of the personal belief that the media likes to scare the shit out of us to have some sort of a control over us. So for me, the monkeypox narrative is just another way to try and get some sort of control over us. And by now, you guys must know that I'm all about sovereignty, which is why I get pissed off when spiritual blackmail is like portrayed, because you should always have the right to choose and feel the way you feel, because your truth creates your reality, right? So for me personally, I don't believe the monkeypox is going to have the same effect as COVID, because I choose not to believe in that. I also don't really watch the news. My belief system that I live by is, if I'm supposed to know something, I will find out about it, whether it's friends, family, or if I do happen to be in the car and listen to the radio, or one of you guys tells me, or I look at my feed and boom, there's some, information. The media lies. It's a liar. Just lie, lie, lie. You cannot believe anything. You can't believe anything anymore. You have to use your discernment, which is part of the upgrade of humanity that's happening. This is the ascension. What is your truth? And are you going to live your truth? Because when you live your truth, you actually have sovereignty. And I'm one of these people that believe like less is more in regards to people having control over me. Also, storylines, narratives. I don't believe anything that's happening in the media. Somebody will tell me one thing. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And they tell me another thing. Oh, okay, sure. I'm like, what am I feeling in this now moment? Because the only thing I can trust is my feelings, which is my energy, right? Roxanne, that's what I did with Deborah Silverman today. She's doing this type of meditation where we're connecting more to our spirit, and the saying of today was, I remember. Yeah. So you guys, here's the thing. We have a higher soul and then we have a lower soul. It's still the same soul that comes from God, source, creator, whatever, right? The divine spark. Amazon just delivered something. Okay, so we have the higher soul and the lower soul. The higher soul is all energy. The lower soul is physical energy and non-physical energy. Excuse me, the higher soul is non-physical energy. The lower soul is physical and non-physical energy, which means the lower soul is the part of the soul that is entangled or identifies with being human. Yes. So the lower soul is the part of the soul that deals with humanity, relationships, discernments, has preferences, has ideals, has expectations. It's because it identifies with the material world. The higher soul is all about, hey, Sunflower, I see your question. Let me just finish this thought and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to answer you. Okay. Thank you for the super chat. So the higher soul um, and the lower soul talk to each other in meditation. I'm going to end right there for just a moment and I'm going to answer Sunflower's question. Am I going to still need a wheelchair for a trip at the end of September. Hey, Sunflower, can I just get a little more clarity from you? Because I know this is kind of like a concern that you've had before. Where did you have your surgery? Or like what part? It feels like it's like the lower part or from like the stomach down. It doesn't feel like it's the top part of your body. I feel like you can use a walker or you can still lean on something. I don't think you're going to need a wheelchair, but I do feel like you'll still need assistance. But I also feel like that you're a little bit dependent on it. Like you're afraid to completely you're afraid to travel and not have some sort of assistance, which by the way, I would be feeling the same way too. After I still don't know what kind of surgery you had or what exactly went on, but I know it's huge and big and it was life altering. Um, and I do feel like you wouldn't. So you're asking, do I need a wheelchair? I don't think you need a wheelchair. I don't even think you would necessarily need assistance in any way, like a walker, a cane, or something. But I do feel like you're afraid to without it, which is totally and completely normal and natural. And I would want the same thing. So personally, if I were traveling, I would probably bring a walker or something like that. But do you need it? I don't believe you'll need it by the end of September. There's a part of you that's just really, really scared. And I feel like if you start switching your lens to curiosity, you'll start to notice improvements and changes. So she says, it wasn't a surgery, it was a detox that took me out bad and gave me chronic fatigue. I see. And I'm scared of needing it and not having it. Yeah. Why don't you test yourself? Like, you're way stronger than you're giving yourself credit for. Start using a walker. If you haven't already, start using a walker or a cane. I get and I totally understand why you would want assistance. Like I said, I would too. I've been feeling way better lately. Yeah, exactly. So let's capitalize on that energy. Start coming from curiosity instead of fear. All right. I can't do that for you. It's a switch in your mindset. It's something you can do. You can say, maybe wake up tomorrow morning and just say, I'm curious what today is going to bring. Let's see what happens, and I'll make my choices and decisions in that now moment. Or, hey, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a walker tonight and start using it. Okay? I'm curious what's going to happen if I start practicing with a walker. Okay? You can wean yourself off. I feel like you'd be fine. There's nothing wrong with assistance, okay? Hope that helps. Alex, hello. Alex has a question. Do you feel that I will complete my associate's degree before November 2023, or will I run into any issues with my externships? Yeah, I think you're going to be fine. You're welcome, Sunflower. Before November 2023? Is that your graduation? Because I feel like it's going to be near your graduation. So if you're graduating around November 2023, then yes. Way back in the day when I was in university and I did an internship, we graduated in June, but it might be like a winter semester or something like that before November 2023. I feel like it'll be around that time or close enough to that time. Issues with your externships. I don't know how you're defining issues. I don't see anything. I mean, maybe like paperwork and stupid like mistakes like that, but nothing like that's going to affect your ability to get a like a full-time job to start working and career and all that. No, stupid mistakes, and I don't think they're going to be on your end. It might be something like somebody misplaced a paper or something like that, or maybe you're experiencing that now. I don't know. Hi, Susan. So I think that's kind of like what we're looking for. But I don't know what your definition of issues are. To me, I just see like mishaps with paperwork. So just make sure you're like on top of it so that if something does pop up, you're able to do it and clear everything before November 23rd. Okay. I see you, Roxanne. Hello, hello. Do you feel that my ex will have children with his current relationship? First of all, I want to say that is none of your business. Sorry for being rude if I'm coming across rude. We're all moving in such directions of like forward movement that moving backwards and going backwards is just not going to get us anywhere. And I feel like you having these thoughts about what your ex is doing is you moving backwards. You can't move backwards. You have shit to do. Can't move backwards. With that being said, do you feel that my ex will have children in his current relationship? I feel like he's open to it, or I don't know that open, but if it happened, it happened. I don't feel like he's purposely planning this. I don't know if she is. She may be purposely planning this. That's what you got. I feel like that would be more of the concern is like, is she devious enough? Would she purposely plan this? Meaning maybe would she not take a pill, poke a hole in the condom? I don't know, whatever. But you're welcome, Alex. But he's your ex for a reason. We all have them. Let them stay behind us. Happy and healthy, just far away. Happy and healthy, far away. Will he actually have children? I don't feel like, as of this conversation, I don't think it's going to happen. But could it? Sure. And that's because energy is moving so damn fast. So what I say now can change in like 2 minutes, literally. But I don't think so. But I feel like he's open to it. So if it happened, it would happen. I don't think there's a planning around it. Okay. All right. Let me go back and see if I've missed any questions. I'm going to scroll. JD says, I've never participated before, and so far I haven't been effed. LOL. Are you talking, JD, were you talking about like a Lionsgate portal meditation or something like that? I think that's what you were talking about. Intention says helps. Thank you. Sunflower says, I believe that too. JD, yep. Debbie says, well said. JD says, news sucks. Yeah. Wah, 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 wah. All right, Sunflower. How does Brayden currently feel about me? I feel like there's something about confusion. He's confused about you. Yeah, Lionsgate stuff, JD. Yeah. I feel like Brandon is confused. I feel like your worthiness, security issues are like sending mixed messages to him. And I feel like he's confused. He doesn't know what to do. So if you're not getting any initiation from him, it's because he's confused. That's what it feels like. So hopefully that answers your question. Yeah. So, I want to go back to this higher soul, lower soul thing, because when we understand basically the operation of how the soul works and parts of the soul, it helps us kind of navigate the human experience a little bit, because it makes us, or no, it doesn't make us, but it allows us to be more of an observer and a witnesser versus a participator. So you have the higher soul, you have the lower soul. The lower soul is the part that's connected to the human body. The higher soul is that part of us. It's like the hard drive that has all the experiences from past lives, from this life. It has all lessons learned, lessons to learn, and It is built around or built from, there's three aspects of the soul: divine power to control the body and actions, divine love to control emotions, and divine intelligence to control thoughts. So, what the higher soul does is it uses our thoughts, it uses our feelings, which are emotions, and it uses our body, it uses all three of those aspects as a vehicle to evolve. So, it, meaning the higher soul, you're welcome, sunflower, needs to evolve, it needs to shift, it needs to have experiences so that it can learn and it can evolve, because it's made up of love, power, and intelligence. So it uses those three vehicles to do that. I hope that makes sense. So we are actually beings of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. And what we have, that's the higher soul. And then what we have is the lower soul that is enmeshed or connected to the human body, the earth suit, right? So the soul has an earth suit. The earth suit doesn't have a soul. Sit with that for a minute. And so it gets entangled with these experiences, with these thoughts, with these emotions, and with these behaviors and movements, right? So it gets confused. It starts to identify itself as that. So the lower soul actually thinks it is depressed. It's not depressed. It has depressive feelings. When the higher soul comes online, it realizes that it has feelings of doubt. It's not doubtful. It has behaviors and movements, but it is not those behaviors and movements, right? And it has certain emotions and feelings, but it is not those. Does that make sense? The lower soul thinks it's those. Hey, Susan, what do you see regarding my business finances? Is there a specific time period? Because I'm just going to look into from now to the end of the year. I feel like there's some struggles. Right. So here's the thing, Susan. I don't think you're actually, like, I feel like there's an avoidance, or you're not really, truly, honestly, authentically, or something somehow along those lines, looking at the reality of your finances. So, and this happens to me too, where sometimes I'll feel like, oh my God, I'm not booking clients, I'm not making any money. But when I go back and I log everything, I'm like, holy shit, I've been really busy and I have been making money. Hold on one second, JD, I see you. Right? So that's kind of the situation where I feel like you're in. Like, I don't know if you're actually looking at your finances. That's what I mean by authentic. So like there's perception and then there's the authentic. So between now and the end of the year, I feel like you're actually doing better than you're aware of. And if you were to just really sit down and log and really see where the money has come from and what money you have, don't look at what you still have to spend, but look at the money you've made. I feel like you'll feel better. So what I see regarding your business finances is that there needs to be a perception change from what you think is happening and look at what's really happening from now until the end of this year. And that'll give you a strategy for next year. Okay. So that's what they're saying. That's like where this is all coming from. All right. I hope, so stop spending. Got it. No, it's not that. Hey, Sarah, I see you. Just a second. It's not that you need to stop spending because you have to spend, right? Look, you guys, try this, okay? Let's try this together. Go ahead and inhale. Don't exhale, but inhale. Now inhale again. Inhale again. Inhale again. There comes a point where you have to exhale, because if you keep inhaling, like, you'll pop, right? So no, you do need to spend, which would be like the exercise that we were just doing of exhale, because inhale, exhale, right? So it's not that you have to stop spending. I want you to look at the money that you've actually pulled in, not what you've spent. Look at the money you've pulled in, and that's going to give you the idea. That's going to give you the reality of how your business is doing. I hope that makes sense. You got lightheaded, JDC, because you have to let it out. All right, so Sarah super chatted me, so I'm going to take her. Any general predictions on how my trip home to visit my family in September is going to go? I'm worried about awkward communication, especially with my brother. Yeah, that's not going to change. Your brother is a unique individual. I feel like you're going to have this sense of relief. Like, you're just in this place right now of just like uncertainty. What if? And that's where you're placing your attention on. So the more you focus on that, the more you're actually going to get it. You're not activating law of repulsion. You're actually bringing in, is what they're saying. So generally, if you keep thinking that it's going to be awkward and it's going to be hard with your family, it's not going to be enjoyable, you're welcome, Susan. You're actually going to have that experience. So again, hey, today's theme, you guys, is curiosity, man. So Sarah, go into this trip curious. So my prediction is if you go into this trip curious, let's see how it goes, instead of already assigning something. Well, my brother is awkward with communication and who knows what's going on with my family. You're definitely going to have that experience. So go in curiously. And I predict that you'll actually feel some relief, and I feel like you'll have a good time, or at least a time where you're feeling like, I'm actually enjoying myself. So you need to switch your mindset to curiosity for your trip. Everybody should do that right now. Whatever you have upcoming, change your mindset to curiosity, okay? Powell, I see you, Sunflower. Just one moment. Powell says, hello, hugs from Poland. My family is from Poland. So all of my grandparents are Polish. My mom is Cuban. My dad is Israeli. But all of my grandparents are Poland. So hello, brother or sister. I can't tell. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Sunflower, I'm kind of dreading the trip in September because I'm going with my family and feeling forced to go, and being all around them gives me anxiety. Am I still going to have fun? Oh, that's your question. Okay. Can you be curious about this trip? If you're curious about this trip, you will have fun. If you're not curious about this trip, you will not have fun. And that's what I'm going to say also to Sarah. If you can be curious about your trip, it'll be enjoyable. If not, not. You guys have to remember that your thoughts have power and energy to them. And there is such a thing as like attracts like, also known as law of attraction, right? So if you're in a certain frequency, guess what? You're going to match up to certain frequencies. So if your family, this is both for Sunflower and for Sarah, if both of your families are cranky and you're cranky, guess what? Cranky time. But curiosity is a higher vibrational frequency than cranky. So guess what? Energy influences energy. And with entrainment, which means one energy kind of gobbles up the other energy, which is usually higher vibrational frequencies gobble up lower vibrational frequencies, guess what's going to happen? It'll be a neutral period. So if you're curious versus cranky, you'll actually be helping your family become curious. They will move up the scale of curious to curious, because energy influences energy. I hope that makes sense. So you'll have fun if you go into this curious, okay? JD says, I go into every trip to my in-laws. I go into every trip to my in-laws a chance. I still get burned by my kids and honey, get to be around those that love them. I'm willing to take it for them. I don't understand. I'm sorry, JD, I don't understand what you're trying to say. Are you trying to say that every time you go on a trip, you give them a chance, you still get shit on? Is that what you're saying? But you're willing to get shit on because you love them? That's interesting. Not sure that's the best approach either. Be as curious as possible. Yeah, curious, yes, but you don't self-abandon. If someone's being mean to you or rude to you, you say, look, don't be rude or mean to me. But they don't get to be rude or mean to you just because you're curious. I hope that makes sense. Susan, do you believe crystals and their powers? It's energy, of course. And energy influences energy. JD says, I have for 24 years. They are always. I'm still not quite picking up what you're putting down, JD. Sorry. Wah, wah. Wah, 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 Terrie. Wah, wah. Look, those of you going to see your family, look, I have family too. My family literally lives around the corner from me. And there's so many pros. There are some cons, but there's so many pros, right? So those of you going to visit your families, why don't you write out a list of all the positive aspects about your family? And then, hey, Eureka, nice to see you. And then focus on that, you guys. Remember, you have control of where you're going to place your attention and your awareness. And wherever you place your attention and your awareness, that's where you're sending your energy. Like that is literally where your energy is going to go. So if you're going to worry about your family, guess what? That's where your energy is going, outside of you, right? Keep your energy inside of you. The more energy you have, the more easier it'll be to be curious. I am back. We'll see for how long. I don't know. I'm getting really, I'm having a lot of struggles with social media. I am oftentimes feeling out of it. I guess the best word would be integrity. Maybe is it out of integrity? Well, out of authenticity. I'm not sure on integrity. I don't think integrity is the word. Authenticity, yeah. Although integrity and authenticity do go hand in hand, frequency-wise. I want to be here for you guys. I want to serve you guys, right? So like Instagram, primarily Instagram. I mean, whatever I post on Instagram, I'll post on TikTok. Like Facebook is connected to Instagram, so I just do one thing, it automatically, goes to like Instagram and Twitter and all that. And I keep pushing myself to come up with content for you guys and all these ideas and all this shit. And I'm like, it doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't feel authentic to me. Sometimes I'm coming up with like ideas or things I'd love to share with you guys. And I'm like, it just doesn't feel like it's coming from an authentic place. Like I feel like I'm trying to impress you guys, right? Oh, so I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And so it's just, there's so much fucking pressure. I just want to help you guys. Like I just want to serve you guys. I want to work one-on-one with you guys. I want to do groups. And I am creating digital products like classes and books and all that shit for you guys, right? Because that's how I feel I can be authentic. And like all this social media stuff. And like, I don't want to do all of this. Oh, well, if you don't participate in this, then you're not using your energy right. Because you're always using your energy the way you're using your energy, because you can always course correct. I would much rather come here, do a live with you guys, be completely honest, not bullshit you, and just go, fuck, I'm struggling with my life, my experiences, although my heart is starting to feel better. Yes, because I ended a friendship, a distorted friendship, a loving distorted friendship, it took a lot of courage and strength for me. Hey, Debbie, I'll be with you in just a second. Let me just finish this thought. So it was very hard to do, but I did it. And so now I'm starting to get my energy back, right? Calling my energy back. So, Debbie, curious man questions. I feel like maybe that should be a segment. Curious man questions. Or maybe like curious relationship questions because they're not always about men. Okay. Will I get to next level with Michael, the boy toy? And how is my friend Shane feeling? So, if I remember correctly, we did do a one-on-one reading with this, but you'll have to forgive me because I don't remember details, you guys. It goes right through me. So please forgive me for not remembering details. So it's kind of like a new reading in a way. Will I get to next level with Michael? I feel like there's a really big gap between you guys. I think that gap might be communication. Like I feel so I'm very much when it comes to relationship, I don't care what sexual identity you are or sexual preferences you have, it's still energy. And energy works off of polarity. And which means masculine energy and feminine energy need to be had um in order for there to be any type of relationship, right? And I feel like he's not stepping up. This is Michael, the boy toy. I feel like you're sitting there anxious, going, when the hell am I going to hear from him? When is this? When is this? So when you're asking me, will I get to next level? I feel like the only way you can get to next level is if he levels up in his masculine energy. And I don't see that happening, at least anytime soon. I feel like he's got a lot on his plate and he's not very focused, and relationships are not his thing right now. So if they're not his thing right now, he's not going to place his attention, his focus, his awareness on that, right? So for now, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Will it ever? I'm not getting a sense of a yes from yes or a firm no. So that's good news, right? So yes, definite curious man question. Sunflower, I do see you. How is my friend Shane feeling? I can't connect to Shane. I can't connect to Shane. So I'm just going to be, transparent and just say I'm not getting anything, and I don't want to say anything just because you want to hear it. I don't feel like that's out of my integrity. So I don't know. I don't know. I hope you're okay with that. Sunflower, should I let Braden come to me at this point, or should I try to apologize for being confusing? Do not apologize for being confusing. Ah! How's that for an answer? No, I mean, um, again, we need polarity, right? We need polarity. So if you want, look, if he brings it up or you want the polarity, you want him to come to you because it does feel like you want to be pursued, courted, all of those things, right? I get the confusion, it's fear. So what you do is you work on you, okay? You work on you and you get yourself to a place where you can be more curious instead of scared, and energetically he will pick up on that. Okay, so it will happen on its own if you take care of you, stay in your own lane, keep your energy to yourself, you know let him reach out to you, and you just understand, admit whatever you need to do for yourself. I'm scared, I'm whatever, I haven't been able to give myself fully to him because of my healing stuff. Well, there you go, right? So this is could be a timing issue, right? So let him come to you and you can work it out and clean up any messes, as long as you will give yourself permission to be vulnerable, because there is rupture and repair and reconnection. Big fan of that. Like I know with the guy that I just ended things with, I know we can be friends, but just not now. And it's going to be on my terms, right? So it's the same thing. It's like you have to be really clear to know what your needs and wants are. And when he does reach out to you, you can clean up any mess. And I know with like my guy, I'll just clean up any mess that I made. I don't think I made a mess. Um, but if I did from his perspective, I will clean it up, right? So you're fine. But let him start coming to you. Okay. Uh, hey, Sarah. Debbie says true. JD says, I truly hope everyone watching has a good week. It's been a struggle for us all, and we need positive support. Oh, you're so sweet. Sunflower is laughing, probably at my response. Debbie says, okay, I knew it wasn't long term, anyways. I mean, it could be long term boy toy. But if you're having an expectation, it's not going to be met. But that doesn't mean you can't have long-term boy toy if that's what you want and need. You have to be really honest and authentic with your own needs and wants too. Sunflower, I haven't been able to give it. Yeah, I hear you. All right, I'm going to scroll backwards and see if I've missed anything. Sarah says I should keep doing the lives, even if I get rid of all social media stuff. We appreciate that. Would you guys be cool with that? Be like, fuck you, Instagram. Goodbye, Facebook. So here's the thing, and this is a reality, and it sucks ass. If you have a business, and even though I'm a healer, and even though I'm very spiritual, I still need to have an income so that I can be of service, right? And if you have a business of any kind, it's like you have to have social media. And I just don't have an assistant. And I do everything myself, and it's exhausting. And I don't even want to be on social media, and you guys know this. Whenever you go and post, like, shit comes up and you're going to see other people's stuff, right? I too need to stay in my own lane. I too need to do my own work. I too need to practice what I preach. I do, but that's why I'm like, but at the same time, like, for example, you guys, oh yes, I have a full moon healing workshop this Saturday, and it's free. Like, I'm not charging, but people need to know about it, right? So in my link tree, shameless plug, in my link tree, in my the description below, go ahead, sign up for that. It's free. It's Saturday night. We're doing a full moon healing workshop. And then the following Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember, I'm doing a money anxiety workshop, helping people heal poverty consciousness, start to becoming aware of what our programming is in regards to our relationship with money, right? So those things, I need to social media-ize those. Like, people need to know about it, unless you guys get on my, and many of you probably are on my newsletter. But that's the thing, is like, it's really hard. It's a love-hate relationship with social media, and it's hard, because I too have to like go, where am I placing my attention and awareness? Because I need to keep my energy to me. It's a struggle, and the struggle is real. Coyote, hey Coyote, I'm not able to pay for the super chat, and I have questions to ask you. Oh, then set up a reading. Book a reading. Susan, I know you're supposed to be positive because what you think you'll manifest, but what is the fine line between positive and being realistic? Holy fucking shit, Susan. You have like, ding, ding, ding. You have like the question. Like, this is, sometimes as humans, you can't help but have the logical thought pop in your head. Yes. Well, so it's hard for me to explain. And this is what I do when I work with people one-on-one. When you work with me one-on-one, this is what I teach you. And I do it over a long period of time, usually 12 sessions. I teach you how energy works, how to manage your energy, and how to make changes in your life so that you can create the reality that you want. There's something called toxic positivity, you guys, which means pretending that everything's okay when you feel like shit. But what do we know about feelings? They are energy in motion. And what is energy in motion? Your energy. So if you're feeling like shit, you have to move that energy through your body before you can do any kind of manifestation. Because it's not your truth, it's not your authenticity, it's not your reality. So if you can You have to feel your way, not think your way. And people have it the other way around. They have it backwards. They think they can think their way to manifestation, but it's a feeling. You have to feel your way. So you have to be very, very aware of your energy. And there's certain things that come into play: law of repulsion, law of karma, which is really law of cause and effect, law of attraction, law of, did I say repulsion? Law of assumption. I mean, there's so much to this, right? So when you're saying you're supposed to be positive, I'm going to call bullshit on that, Susan. I'm not calling you bullshit, but I'm just saying if you're not feeling positive, it's okay. Don't feel positive, because that's not the truth. And you can't manifest when you are resisting. Resistance is fake positivity, toxic positivity. I'm going to love and light my way through this breakup. Fuck off. You can't. That's not your authenticity. Your heart is broken. You feel guilty. You feel shame. You're angry. You're frustrated. You have to feel those feelings. You have to give permission to move that energy through your body. And I go into more and more about how the human earth suit is physical and non-physical energy and how to do that, right? So you're right. There's a fine line between being positive and being realistic. Actually, there's no fine line. You are realistic if you're feeling positivity and you're positive. But you're not being realistic if you're feeling like shit but pretending you're positive. So always be in your truth. Always. Always. Because you stop manifestation when you're not honoring who you are in that now moment. And maybe who you are in that now moment is an earth suit that is having sad feels. That human isn't sad. Remember the soul? Right? Do you see how this all comes in together? So that's a really great question, Susan. Thank you for asking it. You guys, don't love and light your way. Don't bullshit your way through things. Be angry. It's okay. So many of us, our trauma is we were taught to act and behave a certain way, and that's our pattern, and that feels familiar, so we constantly go back to that. So if you were taught you weren't allowed to be angry, like myself, it's more natural for me not to be angry than it is for me to be angry. But when I'm not angry and something is pissing me off, I'm not letting that energy move through my body, so I'm not manifesting in that moment. I'm just not. I'm resisting manifestation because I'm not being true to who I am. There's a lot to this, you guys. It's an art form. It is an art form to be human. It is hard. It is hard. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to be signing off. I still have some more things that I got to get going. Hold on. Emma, I had a call, so I had to mute the video for a while, just turned back on. And what you said about working on you and wanting to be pursued is so relevant for me right now. Felt like a divine timing message. Yeah. I'm glad you're open to receiving it, right? So you're being curious. Good girl. Coyote, I'm not able to pay for the super chat, and I have questions for you. Like I said, go ahead and book a reading. Cheslin, hey Cheslin. Cheslin's like, Instagram's kind of dying and TikTok is where it's at. I know, but it's still hard to like edit and do all that fun shit. I just, Susan says, go ape shit when you feel like it. Yes, exactly. Yes, I was told to fake it till you make it. Do not fucking fake it till you make it. Susan, how do you shift your energy when you get those feels? It's something that I do teach you. I have a lot of techniques. I have a lot of activities for you guys to do. Debbie said she needed to hear that today. I hear you. I needed to say it to hear it too. So you guys are really helpful for me too, because I get divine messages for you and then I get to be reminded. Isn't that beautiful? Coyote, which reading would you recommend for having questions regarding love? I would do a relationship reading. If you're in a relationship, I would do a relationship reading. If you're not seeing somebody, just a regular psychic intuitive session. JD, Susan, tapping has worked. Meditation, cardio. Yeah. Breath work has helped so much. Exactly. Exactly. You're welcome. You're welcome. I intend to be here next Wednesday, but let's see what the follow through is. Right? Nothing gets done without follow through. So I will hopefully be back next Wednesday. I really hope so. Um, I appreciate each and every one of you sharing and the community that we're building, which is really beautiful. Please feel free to join for the full moon release and healing workshop this Saturday night. It is, shit, what time is it? I think it's 5. I can't remember. It's Pacific time though, so make sure you convert it to your time zone. Um, Go ahead, register. You can do that through the link tree down below in the comment section, not comment, the description section, and do the full moon healing workshop. It's online and it's not going to cost you anything. JD, I'm so glad you're good today. I'm trying to join Saturday night with a friend. Awesome. Come even if your friend can't come. And I'm feeling so much better. My heart is feeling better because it takes time, right? And I've been really allowing myself to feel the feels. I've been curious, and a lot of gratitude, so much gratitude. All right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. Hopefully, I'll see you guys on Saturday night. If not, hoping next Wednesday. Have a great week, guys. Bye.